Welcome everyone to Pick Me Up at 9, the podcast where we go on a date for your entertainment. Don't know why that word was coming out so difficult. We have a fun episode for you. We're going to be playing with pipe cleaners. So we'll start out with our opening chat. I got a question. And then we'll do our date activity with the pipe cleaner, Art. And then we have rom-coms for our movie shows book section because this is the episode that would be filmed closest to Valentine's Day. Not released closest to Valentine's Day at all, but that's okay.
But I think, the one that we ended up posting, I feel like
we talked about Valentine's Day stuff.
So it works out.
It works out. But yeah.
We do have leftover Valentine candy here too. So
which I will not be eating. Those are gross.
I thought these are pretty good.
Actually. And then we have our artsy wrap up where we're going to be sharing some poetry.
Oh, shoot.
You don't got one?
I'll find one. I'll find one during this episode.
That sounds good. So, my question. Oh, yeah. So, this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. But basically, when you're a kid, you know, you always think about like, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's what everyone always says. That's what you're always thinking about. It seems when you're in school and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, well, I wanted to be so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
So what were some of the things that you wanted to be when you were growing up? What was like maybe your favorite one or funniest one, most abnormal one? And if you could actually be one of those things today, like right now, in this stage of life, what would you pick?
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I wanted to be an artist at one point. Like drawing, because I was really into drawing. And I did like drawing cartoons. I had a lot of fun with that. And then, I wanted to be a lot of stuff too. I know I wanted to be a singer at one point. I think I might have wanted to be an author at one point too, because I enjoyed writing a lot of books when I was little.
Nice.
Hopefully this conversation heart isn't making loud noise as it's just sitting in my cheek.
I can't hear it. So.
Also, it's really fun just fiddling with these pipe cleaners. This might be the new, not really the new, but like
the
fidget spinner. Why buy a fidget spinner when you could just take pipe cleaner?
Bag of colorful pipe cleaners.
Anyways, and then my mom told me, I don't really remember this. Actually, I kind of do now that I'm talking about it. But when we were in church, there was a lady playing the violin when I was like 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that I wanted to be a famous violin player. I was really impressed by this lady's violin playing. And if you guys have been keeping up, I do play the viola.
She's really good at it.
It's kind of funny that I said famous violin player because there's like this hidden rivalry, it's silly. Violinists and violists like to make fun of each other. Mainly, everyone makes fun of violists. Violinists are like the divas of the orchestra. But yeah. So then I think my sister wanted to be an ice cream truck driver also at one point when she was little. And I thought that sounded fun. So I think I went along with it. Yeah, those are like all the ones I can think of. And violin is pretty close to what I like to do, and I do like to perform. I'm considering like playing at birthday parties sometime soon because I've been like trying to figure out ways that I can continue to be a musician with the time that I have with young kids, and it's really hard to do that because I want to be able to practice a lot for the type of things that I want to do. Like even when it comes to private teaching, I don't feel like it's really fair. I don't know. I'm a perfectionist, so I don't really feel like it's great to teach if I'm not keeping up on my practicing. But if I were to like just play for like kids' birthday parties, I feel like
Yeah.
the expectations are a little lower, and it's something that I could whip up a little bit. So, anyways, but I also could see myself doing all of those things. And I've been talking for a while, so I won't elaborate on the other things.
No, it's good. It's interesting. I feel like if I was to change what I was at all, it would just be like a treasure hunter. Because I really wanted to be like an Indiana Jones and that be like my job. So, I mean, I still technically could do that, but
I feel like we talked about that for a while, like at the beginning of our marriage, because initially Devin was a history, gonna go and get history education as his major.
mm-hmm.
And so I know, like, for a while we were talking about, like, I'll teach history, but then on the side, I'm gonna, like, pick something to research
And
and
just go crazy trying to look for it.
and make a ton of money, you
Yeah.
know. Do you
Yeah,
still want to do something like that? And
I
do you
think
feel
it'd be
like you
fun.
could, like, I guess, do you feel like you could still be a credible person, even, you know?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have a passion for history. There's always this debate too about like, well, how do you make money off of that? And there's all this debate about whether you should make money off of that or if
Off
you
of
should.
finding things, or
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like if you make a reputation for yourself for being really good at finding stuff, then someone might pay you to come and help look for things. But I don't know. I just think it's fun to find stuff. I have a metal detector, and I mean, anytime I have found anything, really, I mean, even if it's just a stupid penny that's not worth anything, that's fun for me. So I like finding lost, forgotten things. But
What do you feel like would be the coolest thing to find? Like, what's your dream
like gold, like
treasure?
like authentic gold coins, or even just gold nuggets, which would be really almost impossible because there's not. I just learned there's really not a whole lot of gold in the world, like
Hmm.
actually, compared to other stuff. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, growing up, I used to want to be like a lot of things that I am now. So I wanted
That's kind
to
of fun.
wanted to be outside. I wanted to work with animals, and I have a degree in that. I wanted to dig
I
in
feel
the
like I wanted
dirt
to do that
at
too
one
at one
point.
point. Be like a veterinarian or something.
Yeah, yeah, I wanted to like dig in the dirt. That was the first thing
Yeah.
I had told my parents was that that's what I wanted to do when I grew up. I just wanted to dig in the dirt,
I think that's so
um,
cute.
which I do a lot of stuff like that just for fun with metal detecting. So that's funny. But yeah, an author was another big one that I wanted to be. So writing poetry and working towards the goal of publishing a book is kind of cool for me.
Yeah,
So
feels like you're reaching a childhood dream. I still would.
yeah,
I think I will write a book at some point, but
yeah, for sure.
I think everyone should write a book, honestly. I think
Why not share
everyone
your
has a
personal
story to
story?
tell, you
We
know?
got a notification on the screen.
Oh,
Looks like we got a low battery.
okay.
Hopefully it's still filming, so I think we'll have enough to make it to the end.
I hope so.
We'll cruise right
Let's
along.
get to this pipe cleaner stuff. And I'm not able to charge my phone while connecting our microphones, I discovered tonight. So let's make each other stuff with pipe cleaners.
We can talk about our movie shows books section while we work with pipe cleaners.
Sounds
Just kind of
good.
have an open chat.
So I told Devin that we could make each other whatever we want. I just thought it'd be fun if we like were creative and both made each other something, but we don't tell each other what it is.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff you can make with pipe cleaners. So movie shows, books. What is your favorite rom-com and why? We just watched He's All That the other night. So this is one of his.
She's All
She's
That.
All That. They just came out with a movie called He's All That on Netflix, like a spinoff of that. I haven't seen
I
it.
love when they do that.
Not. Maybe it's good. Anyways, what's your favorite rom-com and why?
I mean, Hitch is kind of one of those rom-coms that my family, like, I don't want to say obsesses about, but we watched a lot of Hitch growing up, and me and Tessa have watched a lot of Hitch together, so that's definitely up there as far as, you know, rom-coms that I would say are a favorite, even though it's not necessarily a favorite. But then I also really like, what's it called?
I have a list written down, so maybe it's on my list.
Oh, I know what it's called. It's The Proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I just think is so funny. I mean, Sandra Bullock is hilarious, and gosh, what's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. It's actually hard for me to work with my hands and talk in detail about rom-coms because I really don't care that much about rom-coms. So.
Well, yeah, and you're trying to create something, which this is looking interesting, but oh well. Yeah, those are the top two ones I put too. Were there any other ones?
That's hilarious. You picked those ones too.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 Things I Hate About You is a classic one.
That was the next one.
It's got Heath Ledger in it. He's definitely a great actor. I mean, he's one of our favorites. Our son is named Heath. Not necessarily after him, but I mean, a little bit after him. He's just a great actor. He played that role really well. It was one of his first big breaks. It's also just a really funny storyline. So, but it's all funny. The classic trope with all of those. Well, for the most part.
Well, that I feel like that's part of the reason why I picked those, because like, yeah, they have classic ones, but like with Hitch, like, I don't know. I feel like a common thing with like chick flicks is that the drama happens because of like miscommunication, or it's like, you cheated on me, and they didn't. It was like someone else framed them or something, or
that's my cousin,
or I don't know. I just feel like
what were you doing?
There's a lot of, I don't know, which I guess in Hitch, like in a way there was miscommunication, but I don't know.
Yeah, their source or whatever was the douchebag that Hitch had turned down at one point. So,
but it's nice because I feel like one of the most common things is like basically what everyone has tried to do since the movie Clueless, where it's like, try to be someone else and then they'll like you.
Yeah.
And like in a way, in Hitch, he's trying to, I don't know, help them be more attractive, but he's not really telling them to be completely different. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like he ends up, what's the, so it's Alex, and then what's the guy that he's like coaching?
Brenneman.
Something like that.
That's his last name. I don't know.
Albert
Brenneman. Albert Brenneman.
Anyways, he ends up being true to himself, really, like the whole movie. So I feel like that's a refreshing thing for rom-coms.
Yeah, he doesn't have to change who he is in the end to get the girl.
And it's not the cheesy trope where like he's being a fake person the whole time.
Yeah, no.
You don't have to deal with that annoyance. Which was like one of my questions, like what are the most annoying rom-com tropes to you?
I love the trope where they're like, oh, take off the glasses and get hotter instantly. Really? Because, I mean, there's a lot of people out there with glasses, so
Yeah.
You gonna say that they don't look as hot with glasses? I don't know.
And they always make them really nerdy. But I mean, I feel like a lot of those things are kind of dying, but they still come back.
Yeah, for sure. I also I hate a lot of like the annoying thing for me is like how everything is based in high school too, because it's like they're using actors that are graduated from high school, are older, in their 20s, are obviously hot, and it's like you're using them as high school students, so it's like they sexualize these high school students, and it's like, well,
this is like pretty serious stuff happening in high school.
Yeah, in high school, like that kind of stuff did happen to a degree, but it wasn't so dramatic. It made high school more dramatic than it actually was. I don't know. Thoughts
They're like
on that?
trying to make kids mature faster than they need to.
Y'all can share your thoughts on that in the comments below if that was your story or not. I finished my thing, but this is what I got. It's a little turtle.
That's really cute. I love that.
There
It's
you
gonna
go,
be
my
way
love.
cooler than mine.
This is fun.
It is fun. One thing that I find annoying is like the last minute. I do love him, but I guess sometimes that is how it works. And what I mean by that trope is like they're literally leaving, and what's annoying about it is that the setting is often the same. They're about to go on a plane or they're getting into a taxi. Yeah. Like they are going to a different state.
I thought you wanted me to go.
And then they turn around. Stop the taxi. Stop the car. Get off the plane.
Yeah.
So that's just funny to me.
That's a pretty common one.
But yeah, I think Hitch is great. The proposal is great because it's very heartwarming and involves the whole family. 10 Things I Hate About You. I think it's funny because it's like Shakespeare in high school. That it's based off of The 12th Night or something like that. Yeah, amazing cast. I also put down My Best Friend's Wedding. With Julia Roberts. That's one of my favorites. 27 Dresses. I have a lot.
I have not seen as many of these as Tessa has, so.
While You're Sleeping, 50 First Dates. Anyways, those are some of my favorites. Never Been Kissed. Never Been Kissed is kind of a unique idea because she goes undercover as a high schooler to like as a journalist.
Again, sexualizing students.
Yes,
because her and the teacher
annoying.
Definitely have a thing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Really? Yeah. I thought we watched it together.
I watched the ending with you, and I was like, I asked a question, like, wait a minute, so she's supposed to be like a student? And you're like, well, but she's an adult. I'm like, okay, but that's a teacher. And he's definitely got the hots for Joe Barrymore.
Don't stand so close to me.
Yeah, so weird. Anyways, pedophilia is a crime, folks.
Yes, and anyways, I have a lot, but the first three we mentioned are the best: Hitch, Proposal, and 10 Things I Hate About You. And yeah. I'm kind of wanting to keep this a shorter episode because of my phone battery.
That's okay. We can move on to the next one.
I'm working. Well, I won't tell you what I'm making.
That's fine.
It'll be done by the end of the episode. I guess we're on to our poetry then. Do you have a poem? I need to.
Yeah, I do.
Find one real quick.
I'm trying to make a ball and it's not really working very well, but it's kind of fun. Anyways, I'll pull it up. So I took a different route this time for the poetry, and I wouldn't normally do this, but this particular poet or writer is someone who's come up a lot in my feed on Instagram because I follow her on Instagram. I had found this page by accident one day and really liked what I saw. Her name is Clio, and I apologize, Clio. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but it's Devitis or Devitis. It's Devitis. I think I was trying to look up my poetry, or not my poetry, my photography page that I have for wildlife on Instagram, and ended up like seeing this cool logo called Ink Trees, and clicked on it and explored it, and I'm like, oh cool, this is poetry. But yeah, she has an Instagram page called Ink Trees. It's at ink.trees, no capitals, no spaces. So go look her up, give her a follow. I really like the layout of her page. It's very artistic, and she has different things that she does for each post. So it's kind of cool. But there's a short poem that she wrote. She specializes in the short poems. A lot of them are very short. But this one is called Heads Up. It says, just a heads up. I think the earth is waiting on you to respond, begging you to give it the time of day. Stop pretending it's beauty. It's not worthy of your eyes' gaze and your lips' praise. So, just a really great poet. A lot of little fun things. She likes to categorize stuff too. But that was one that caught my eye recently because it's about the earth. And obviously, I'm kind of one of those types of people. So
It's always refreshing to find people like that on social media that value, poetry and those simpler forms of art.
Yeah, another poet would be that I came across on Instagram recently. Her name is Whitney Hansen with an O. And she actually is published. She has 2 books out. The first one, I believe, is Home, and the other one is Melody or something like that. Anyways,
Very cool.
she's a very talented poet as well, but she is an actual published poet at this point. I don't think Clio is published, and we can leave that of their tags in the comments just so we're giving them credit, of course. But yeah, great poets for sure.
Nice. I'll
Did you
check
have
them out. I am going to click. So I searched best romantic poems, and I'm going to click the first one that I see.
That's a good idea.
This is. Oh, it's not a poet. So I need to find an actual poem. Okay. The first one says, I Love You by Pablo Neruda.
Escobar. Oh.
I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you simply without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I do not know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you. So intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand. So intimate that when I fall asleep, your eyes close. Ooh, nice. So, huh?
I was just laughing because I was gonna say nice, and you're like, ooh, nice. So.
Yeah, you'd kind of start to say the same stuff when you've been married for a little bit.
It's true.
It doesn't bother me. I think it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I like that though. You really do. I mean, ideally become one in a lot of ways when you're with someone that you love for a little bit. And I think it's important to be an individual and to complement each other with your differences. But
Definitely.
But yeah, you can. I guess that's how you are one, is that you're a team.
Even though you're different.
Yeah. And I think empathy creates that oneness, feeling for each other, understanding each other.
Yeah.
It's really sad that this even took that long, but it was because I was like trying to braid.
Gave me a new hairdo?
No, it's supposed to be a crown.
Oh, gotcha.
I guess you should take off your hat.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to.
That's fine. People can see my hat hair. This hair is going to get a lot longer, folks. And once it gets longer, this hat will come off more. Do I look just so good?
You look so good.
That's funny.
I was thinking
Nice
though,
crown.
as I was making, I mean, I could make it better, but I was thinking though,
Beard crown.
I was making like the points or whatever, that it reminds me of a dinosaur. I'm like, I should just make you a dinosaur thing.
You should just make me a dinosaur.
That's a good
I love
idea.
Dinosaurs. I made up a little ball.
Look at this. You
Kinda
made
cool.
a turtle and a ball,
This
and
one's
I
for
made
me.
a. We try. That was fun.
That was fun.
I'll keep practicing. Sorry this was a shorter episode. Maybe you guys don't care. Maybe you liked that it was zippy.
Let us know if you like the shorter episodes or if you like the ones that stretch closer to an hour.
I could elaborate more on rom-coms personally. So, a little sad, but it's okay.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed. Definitely leave any comments on thoughts or feelings. Maybe let us know your favorite rom-com in the comment section down below. Leave us a like. Get your friends to watch us because that would be sweet. That's all I got.
Can you try throwing that to me? Wow.
Yeah, you just can't squeeze it because it's...
You're so creative.
Pipe cleaners.
Well,
did I call these styrofoam earlier? I think I did. I definitely meant pipe cleaner. It's not styrofoam, it's pipe cleaner. So sorry if I misnamed that.
Okay. I was going to make you a necklace initially.
Oh, like a choker?
Yeah, I was thinking like 90s. But
that's cool.
Anyways, have fun, you guys, and keep the
conversation going. See you next time.
Bye.